Hi, guys. Welcome back to episode 9 of Relatively Chaotic with your 3 favorite cousins, Austin, Danielle, and Haley. You may have noticed that we missed an episode last week. We had unfortunate family news. One of our cousins died unexpectedly, so we've been um, just kind of dealing with, I guess, the emotion surrounding that. It was very unexpected. It was cousin number 21, Jason. He, yeah, passed away unexpectedly. So Danielle and I saw each other not that long ago. I know it was pretty quick turnaround for services, Austin. So we didn't get to see your smiling face, but Danielle and I had a super fun night. Being emotional together. So
Yes.
she was generous enough to let me sleep on her couch. So um
Did you
yeah.
guys did you guys find any ways to kind of take care of yourselves through that over the last couple weeks?
Well,
She
we
took
watched
my
You've
cats
Got
on
Mail.
so I could sleep. They harassed her instead of
Yeah.
me.
Yes, Dolly and I became the best of friends. She was sleeping with me all night, and by sleeping, I don't know how much sleep she actually gets in a day. She was running all over the place and like crawling on top of me, and every once in a while she'd lick me and scare the crap out of me because wasn't expecting that. And but she did snuggle really sweet for a little bit when the few moments that she was catching some Z's. So and then we watched my favorite movie, You've Got Mail. So that was always something that I guess that I do to help bring cheer for me.
Mm,
So
okay. Is You Got Mail the one with Tom Hanks?
Yes.
yes, and Meg Ryan.
Meg Ryan.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's a remake or a reiteration of several movies actually. The Shop Around the Corner. There's another one. Oh gosh, I don't remember what the original one is called, but there are several different versions of that movie out there, all with the same kind of premise. You've Got Mail is just, well, it was in the 90s, so at the time was like a modern retelling of that story. So
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't remember the last time I saw that. But yeah, I feel like you gotta have at least some movies that you know are gonna like.
pick you up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Danielle, do you have a movie like that?
I mean, You've Got Mail is definitely one of those for me too. Like I love that movie. It's also inspired by Pride and Prejudice, isn't it, Haley? Because I love watching that movie all
I
the
don't
time as well.
I don't think it's inspired by Pride and Prejudice. They talk about Pride and Prejudice in that
I'm gonna
movie.
Google it because I
But
feel
yeah, they
like
definitely talk about it in that movie. But
Hmm.
Austin, what about you? What did you do? Since you obviously, again, a quick turnaround, weren't able to join us in the ceremonies.
Yeah, I was super sad to miss. I mean, especially given this was kind of like a back-to-back
Mm-hmm.
season for our family. But I really just essentially had to use that weekend to pull my life together because I've had back-to-back travel or events weekends since I
Mm-hmm.
saw you for Grandma's funeral. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to travel this weekend. Uh, and I had just that week finished my biggest local event of the year for my nonprofit. So it was just trying to pull my
Mm-hmm.
life together.
Yeah. Is there a TV show or like a movie that you typically lean on in times of sadness to help like bring you up
Hmm.
or at least distract you?
If I'm looking for a mood switch, I definitely am most often just going to turn to like music. I feel like and I usually have music playing pretty intentionally day to day, uh, all the time to like channel my mood anyway. So I feel like that's like a normal crux. However, if I'm looking to fill the background or, well, yeah, just fill the background, I feel like it's more of like a feel good show. Like I'll turn on Avatar Last Airbender or Avatar Legend of Korra.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
great choices.
So, offers both wisdom and fun.
hmm I love those shows.
But I don't know about y'all. I actually feel like it's harder for me to turn on a movie these days. Maybe just because I feel very busy. Even though I might like throw on the background and binge a show as I'm like working on stuff, it feels less committal than like turning on a 2 hour movie. I don't know. Putting in a movie feels like a big lift
I
for
feel
me
like my
personally.
attention span because of social media is absolutely destroyed though. So
Mm,
that, yeah, like it's easier to pay attention for a 20-minute sitcom than 2 hours, especially if you have to like think about it, which is probably some work I need to do. But I agree with you. It's much more of a commitment. I don't watch as many movies as I used to. Unless they're like
mm.
rewatches, because I already know what's going on. I don't have to like
Yeah.
mentally engage to the same level.
I tend to like I haven't been watching movies a lot lately. Usually it's like an episode of TV because it's like a once a week they release a new one depending on what series you're watching and or I'm big at rewatching. I rewatch a
Mm.
lot of stuff. Pretty much the same shows consistently. So like I just restarted Veronica Mars actually last weekend because I wanted something that I hadn't seen in a while that would keep my interest.
Which one's Veronica Mars?
Veronica Mars is the one with Kristen Bell where she's like a teenaged PI. Originally was on the WB,
Hmm.
and then it got canceled after season 3, and then they like the fans got together and crowdsourced or crowdfunded a movie, and then after that, with the success of the movie, they actually brought it back for a season on Hulu.
Wow.
So it's had a journeyed past. Um, I'm not gonna spoil anything for those that have not watched the ending, but it wasn't my
It's
favorite ending
trash.
ever. So yeah. I'm just really hoping that they're gonna be like, surprise, there's a whole new season coming out and it's gonna not
Fix it.
erase what they did, but explain what they did. Danielle, I don't know if you know this, but your connection is not very good. Your new microwave is throwing off your router.
You got
I
a
don't
new
know what to do
microwave?
about it.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Maybe turn the microwave back on. Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you right now.
Yeah, we
Oh
can
my
hear you.
God.
I'm sure once
It's gonna be so
the
great.
recording has ended and yeah, it's gonna be we're gonna actually know what you were saying. So that's
You know what we
wonderful.
should do, Haley, is we did lose her.
I'm
We
here.
jinxed it.
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Oh my
No, well,
from the beyond.
we can
Yep.
hear you, can't see you.
I was just thinking we should always yes and Danielle, even if it doesn't make sense, just to keep the conversation going. Contextually, it doesn't even matter. We'll just always yes and you, Danielle.
Yep. Oh, you were at 1% and then you skyrocketed and then you were back down to 1. So it's gonna be a journey today, you guys. Wonderful.
Well, such is life lately. Honestly, it's fine.
Yes, it's a journey. Yep. You know, I think we've all been kind of silent in our group chat lately, just with everything going on. How did your Portland Lindy, I'm gonna say it wrong, fest, whatever. How did that go?
You're
Exchange?
good. Yep. Yeah.
At the last second. How did that go?
It went really well. Yeah, so I'm the event director for the Portland Exchange, which is like as you know from all the things I normally do, but maybe the audience doesn't, is a weekend-long festival of swing music, live swing music, dancing. We have a pub crawl. We have lectures. Dances go really late, so everything went smoothly. Anything that popped up was certainly manageable, and this is my 4th year running it. So, and I think this is the first year where I felt like there were moments where I could step away and let the infrastructure of our process and people like manage the flow as opposed to like wanting to like supervise over everything. So I think that's a good sign of the maturity of our evolution, I suppose. But yeah, that was, like I said, the tail end of a Lollapalooza of travel and dancing. And I fortunately or unfortunately, I guess, which is the other reason I wasn't able to travel, had scheduled a certification course that week. Like it was finished the festival, certification course. I did complete that, but yeah, it was just kind of like a whirlwind of things. So those are kind of like the big life updates. Did the festival, got my certification, which is for my day job, but I was excited to wrap that up. And then actually, I also just very recently kind of called things off with the person I was pursuing. So the song we listened to for Taylor Swift today was
Especially hard-hitting?
especially sad.
Well, I don't love that for you, but it just reiterates that sometimes Taylor has the message you need, or a message that speaks to you sometimes in the appropriate moment.
Yeah, it was a good. Well, we'll talk about Taylor when we get there.
Mhm.
Those are my big life updates.
Wonderful. Well, I guess maybe not all wonderful started out wonderful. Again, one of the journeys that we're on at the moment. Danielle, any updates from you?
My roommates in college are coming to visit me Memorial Day weekend, so we're having like a girls' weekend, which I'm really excited about. Other than that, not really, no. Got a new microwave. Those are the highlights. I feel like I went to a
Oh yeah,
wedding.
tell us about this microwave.
Well,
Oh,
last
yeah.
week was terrible, and then I was in the middle of making myself nachos as comfort food, and my microwave quit, and it sent me off the deep end. So then I got a new one. Yeah. But the one I had was old, so it doesn't surprise me, but it was also. Are you not hearing me?
Oh no, I was just going to ask you another unrelated contextually question. So you say you're making a lot of great meals in this microwave.
Taking stuff down.
Not yet. I just got it today. So, no meals yet. I'll let you know. I'm out of nacho ingredients. Perfect. No, nothing
The
else.
recording's going to be great, you guys.
Yes.
That's great. Well, it can confirm both Haley and I like microwaving our mac and cheese as well. So thank you for tackling that. That's what I heard.
Okay, well,
Moving on.
I'm glad that the two of you enjoy microwaving macaroni and cheese. I, however, don't do that. So oh, good. Glad we got it.
The expression on your face, Haley.
I am not gonna lie. I'm not a microwave person. There are very few things that I use the microwave for. So
Have you ever microwaved an egg?
Yes.
I have not typically. It's not my fave.
I used to make a lot more fish in my life, and then I would take leftovers to work and then microwave that fish.
You're that guy?
But your office mates hated you.
Suffice it to say, the sales team that I worked closely with wasn't always very fond of that.
Odd.
Put the kibosh on that right quick.
Boys gotta eat.
Yeah, that's true, I guess. Let's see. From my camp, I guess I don't really have any updates other than life has been a crazy cycle of things happening. So there's that. Well, if we don't have any more life updates, which hopefully, knock on wood, there's no additional life updates that are crazy before next week. We can move into the first segment of our day, which is our factory settings, where we discuss some facet of our personality. This week, the factory setting trait or personality trait that we were looking into was family roles, and as turns out has become my habit lately, I found a quiz and felt that it was a decent quiz and informative that didn't take 84 hours, but turns out is not actually using traditional family roles to define our personalities. So I will put the link in the show notes so that anyone else that may want to take the quiz can. Would anyone like to go first to discuss their personality trait?
I feel like Austin's on the edge of his
Austin?
seat.
Let's do it.
So ready. Well, I will say I took this quiz twice because some of the questions I went through and I was a little split or it wasn't quite me. So I went back through and took it again with some modifications and I got the same result. So That was
Interesting.
comforting.
What result did you get?
So I got The Rock.
Oh.
Yep. So that is described as the heart of your family, the one who can be relied on to take charge in a crisis. By nature, you're naturally organized, or you grew up with responsibility for younger siblings. Let's see here. Attention and approval from your parents and teachers came from being good or achieving. And you may find yourself repeating that pattern unconsciously in work and relationships as an adult. It can lead to overwork and burnout. No surprise there. Let's see, anything else of note? Conscientiousness is a positive personality trait that maybe is associated with being The Rock. What is The Rock's? All I can think of is the wrestler turned actor.
Yeah.
What is his?
Dwayne The Rock
Dwayne.
Johnson.
Yeah, what's his tagline? Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? Is that what his tagline is?
Probably not. I'm gonna Google it.
I think it might be. No,
I
think it might be.
hope so.
That doesn't even make sense.
Feels completely off. Is it? Oh my God, Haley, is it?
It is.
Yes.
Actually, it's if you smell what The Rock is cooking,
Wait a minute.
which makes way less sense.
Hold on a second.
But all right, what a weird
something today.
What a weird tagline.
Yeah, I don't remember why he said it, but it was always, "Can you smell what The Rock is cooking?"
Huh.
Yep. Anyway,
time.
I don't not saying
Anyway.
I'm not saying I'm the same as Dwayne The Rock Johnson. However,
The resemblance is uncanny.
Yep. I do. The one thing it did say in that description was listen to your gut and experiment with using a soft no, such as "let me think about it" before you automatically jump in with a yes. And the reason that stuck out to me is because I feel like, I don't know for how long, maybe since I entered a leadership phase of my professional life, where I had to give a lot of decisions or regularly make decisions or weigh opinions, even working as a manager to where I am now. I feel like I developed a habit of saying, "Oh, let me think about that," or to put it off, and people started associating it with me saying no. Which,
Interesting.
yeah, is not wrong, but I'm not necessarily saying no in the moment, but it is doubtful.
I was gonna say, sounds effective.
Anyway.
Love that for you.
Yeah. Sounds a lot like the whole, when you were a kid, your parents would be like, "Let me think about that."
Yep.
And that's no.
So, any surprise?
Okay.
No.
I am not surprised by that, but so ChatGPT said that one of the downfalls of this personality trait is but I like how they phrased it. Bottles up feelings like a shaken soda can. Does that resonate at all with you?
I don't feel like I bottle them up like a shaken soda can. I feel like they all have their place, and I put them in their compartment, and then I
put the box away.
Yeah. Until your microwave breaks, and then it's an exploding soda can.
Your whole world falls apart.
Yeah.
Exactly. One thing that didn't resonate was the very start of that description. It said you're considered the heart of your family, one who can be relied on to take charge in a crisis. While I do feel like I am very organized and solid like a rock, maybe resilient in times of crisis, I feel like given my personal family dynamic, there are other people who are more likely to jump in first to try and solve the thing.
Sure.
In my family unit. So that wasn't interesting. I was like, I don't know that I'm always the first one to jump in, but I am organized and resilient in a situation like that. So I don't know. Interesting.
Do you think maybe of your friend group, you might be one to more jump into chaos instead of your family? If you think your family kind of has someone else that typically handles that role?
I don't think so. I feel like my entire, let me back up. No. I feel like I am most often, I have a lot of A-type friends.
Oh, sure.
So none of us need it.
I feel like for the A+ level of type A that you are, a B or C level type friend would probably drive you insane on a consistent basis. Nice for like
Mm,
sometimes, but
hmm.
on a consistent basis, that probably would make you nuts.
Yes, you're probably right. Though, yeah. Yep. Yeah, it is. I don't know. We're all nuanced people, right? Though I
Hmm.
mean, I feel like even just like if we're talking about like my A typeness, it only comes out in things I've committed to. If I haven't committed to something, then I'm like very back seat
Hmm.
of the
Willing
situation.
to let someone else drive.
Willingness to let someone else drive might not be as like on top of like being involved in the communication or coordination. It's like I feel like it comes down to priorities, even if I value the like person or
Hmm.
people themselves. It's
Hmm.
hard to juggle a lot and apply the A-type personality to all the things that I want to juggle. So,
Hmm. Yeah, that makes sense.
anywho, enough about
Uh,
me. What did you get, Haley?
well, so I took the quiz twice, and I got the entertainer the first time I took it. Whether intentional or not, you find yourself in the role of family entertainer. It may be that this comes easily to you because you love to talk, or you may feel it comes with pressure, or even at times that you're expected to sing for your supper. Entertainers often have an abundance of natural charm that ensured they got attention from adults while growing up, but you may find it hard to be taken seriously and feel tired of the pressure to always be up. Although you're popular in most social situations, you may worry that people find you too much. You wonder if your family appreciates the energy and effort that you put into social situations. But if you rarely share your concerns with family members, you can find yourself struggling on your own when you're low. Use your natural charm to encourage quieter members to open up more at events and see what happens. You may find they're happy to step into the space and appreciate the chance to take center stage. Um, when I was a kid, I was actually like more shy and quiet, but I have a very loud household. Or I grew up in a very loud household. So, a lot of the times, like I was maybe like I just couldn't I didn't feel like the need to compete with their loudness and their chaos, so I would be more quiet. But when I was with my friends, I do feel like maybe because I was more quiet at home, I enjoyed being maybe center stage more in certain situations. I'm not like on a grand scale always wanting to be the center of attention. But I could see where that definitely has its place. um, the other result that I got was the baby, which I guess I am the youngest. And there are pieces of it that do speak to me, but I think maybe applied more when I was younger. So let's see, vibe, light, expressive, a little chaotic in a confetti way, often the youngest or treated as the youngest, brings energy, humor, and emotional expression, leans into others for support rather than providing it. But let's see, avoids responsibility or difficult emotions, may depend on others more than they realize, and can feel underestimated or not taken seriously. Like there were a lot of instances where people like just assumed I couldn't do something rather than asking me if I could. Which again, I have ADHD, so spite is a huge motivator for me. So tell me that I can't do it, and I'll show you that I can. So definitely when I was younger, I could feel the relevance of this. Um, do either of those surprise you guys? Or like I
I
said,
would
there's
say,
pieces of each that I definitely feel resonates with me, but maybe if I took it a third time, I'd get a completely different response too. Who knows? Because I agree with you, Austin. Some of the questions were like really difficult to like truly apply to me.
Hmm.
I think how you
Well,
split
Danielle,
it, like sorry, Austin.
all you, boo.
I was gonna say how you split it from like when you were younger versus now. I would agree, and there are like some
Hmm.
overlaps between the two of them, so that doesn't surprise me. No,
There are, yeah.
I feel like it's your eras, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it says here like this would morph like in adult life as the fun friend, storyteller, or spontaneous one. Of my family, I'm definitely the spontaneous one. Um, and then growth often comes from building independence and being taken seriously, which again, that spite thing. So, like I said, I can definitely see where the two would marry. together to maybe create one personality for me.
I have a question. If we could just
Yeah.
back up for a second here. I think the entertainer most stood out to me as like the one that sounded most like you now. Certainly, and that kind of like echoes maybe what you and Danielle were saying. But in the description, what did it say you have to do with your choir?
My choir?
Yeah, did it not say
Probably
choir?
nothing.
What? Did it not say
think so.
choir?
Sing
I
for
don't know,
your
let's see.
supper. Is that what
Oh
you
yeah,
mean?
sing for your supper.
Oh, I heard choir.
Almost the
I'm like
same.
rereading it now to be like,
No, it doesn't
does
say
it say
choir.
choir?
No choir in there?
Okay.
Oh, all right. Well, I
Yeah,
was really
sing for your
excited for you.
supper basically is like, yeah, you feel like you have to entertain people in order to like get your presence accepted, maybe. Which, again, like that piece of it, for me personally, I don't agree with. Like, if you don't like me, you don't like me, and that's just the way it is. But, again, it's one of those like multiple facets of your personality.
For sure.
Yeah. Danielle, I know we got one of these as matching.
Yes, guess, Austin.
Ooh, is it entertainer?
Yes, for sure. Are you surprised?
No.
No. Yeah. I was
Were
like,
you?
everything. No. I was like, no, that's right. 100%. Didn't take it twice. I was like, no, that feels correct. But my family, the opposite of Haley, like where she was like, I didn't feel like I needed to compete with that. I was like, I will be the loudest. I will compete and I will be heard. And that's not even just like my immediate family. That's like my entire extended family on both sides. Like if you want attention, you have to fight for it. And I would fight for it. So I'm the loudest one.
Huh. That's fascinating. Wait, and did you say you took it once or twice, Danielle?
Once, because I was like, no, nailed it.
One. Done.
Yeah. And that feels right.
Do you feel like since you are the same and also in the same family, do you feel like that ever put you two at a combat for attention as the entertainers? Or do you feel like you're always a duo act?
I think it's
I
probably
feel
more
like
a duo.
it's more, I would say, like, yeah. I think that we feed off of each other. But then also, again, like I don't need to be the loud one or the most entertaining one there. So, if like Danielle's having her moment to shine, like girl shine, like take it. I don't need it. So
I shine in all moments. Haley.
that's, I think, yeah. I think that's where that like little personality piece differs. And maybe again, we're like that baby personality kind of comes into play of like, I don't need to be that, but yeah, we definitely play off of each other for sure when we're together and can get each other going pretty good.
Yeah, Grandma, before she died, saw a picture of the two of us and said, wow, that's trouble together. So I feel like that speaks to that.
Legit.
Classic.
For
Pure
sure.
Classic.
Pure entertainers. We got Grandma's attention, so
Oh,
winner,
the
winner.
vibe of the entertainer. Oh, the vibe of the entertainer, according to ChatGPT, is comic relief with a PhD in deflection.
Nah,
Do you think that applies to you?
couldn't be me.
Like,
You would never.
No.
okay, you know what's funny is like the more that I read the additional description of the baby, there are some things I'm like, well, maybe this is more of my personality. Because like in family dynamics, it says the baby often becomes the emotional spark plug. They lighten the mood, distract from tension, or draw attention away from deeper issues. Sometimes they're underestimated. So like, okay, the more that I read this, I could see that more. Maybe I was just offended by being called a baby because I am not a baby.
You literally are the baby.
I literally am the baby. Although, like the distract from tension or draw away from deeper issues, I definitely feel like I was a peacekeeper quite often in my household growing up. So, all right, it makes a little bit more sense now.
We've been
I'll
thoroughly
concede to
derailed.
that. Right? Way to go, ChatGPT, coming in clutch, explaining things to me further. Let's see what else ChatGPT comes up with for the entertainer. Okay.
Not me being the center of attention. We need to do
Ooh,
Austin's
I
too.
think you might. I mean, I definitely can. But okay, so at first glance, the entertainer looks like pure fun. Under the hood, it's a precision instrument. Humor becomes both spotlight and shield, a way to connect, redirect, and sometimes quietly dodge the heavier stuff.
Well,
That like
called out.
hit the nail there on the head, Daniel.
Oh, glad we got into that. What's Austin's
signature? Oh yeah, yeah. I liked the timing like a drummer, knows exactly when to drop the joke. I really think that applies to Daniel for sure.
It's a talent.
Danielle, have you ever been in a situation where that worked against you, where like you needed to not deflect, but it was hard not to?
Often, yes. My boss has literally called me out at work about it, and I'm like, work isn't for feelings, so I don't know why we're having this conversation, to be completely honest with you. That's gross. But yes. Well, in relationships, I would say too. Like, I would much rather crack a joke than talk about it. Like you said, put it in the box that it's supposed to live in and move on.
It's an organized box.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm a type A plus. It's organized AF.
Speaking of, Austin, the inner operating system for your trait of the rock, under the calm exterior is a simple rule set that's been running for years. Stability over expression, function over feeling, containment over chaos. This isn't coldness, it's protective engineering.
Are those my core values?
Interesting.
The inner operating system, that's what it calls it.
Huh. It did resonate a lot.
So how the rock thinks, triage mindset, what needs to be handled first, emotional compression, feelings get zipped into neat files for later, long game focused, avoids short-term drama to preserve long-term stability, quiet pattern tracking, notices shifts before others do. They're not ignoring emotions, they're prioritizing survival and order.
100%. 100%. I would say that describes me to a T.
As you earlier were talking about prioritizing your commitments, I feel like that literally was just like, yep.
Yep. Well, yeah, I don't think I have any disagreements with those things.
Look at us.
I also had them deep dive into the baby, since now I'm leaning into this. Let's see. Signature traits, emotion forward, feelings show up in real time, not after processing. Oh, I'm definitely impulsive. Play instinct naturally brings energy, humor, and spontaneity. Connection seeking gravitates towards closeness and reassurance. Expressive range, joy, frustration, excitement, all visible. They don't just feel things, they broadcast them in full color. I don't know that I express all of my feelings.
Would people just, I mean, do you feel like most of your range of emotions are pretty easily visible on your face? And does expressiveness come out that way?
I think so. I think that there are times when I don't think that my face is saying anything, but then people will be like, oh, you must feel a certain way about that. And I'm like, oh, didn't realize that my face was saying anything. Some of the strengths that they say, so disarming presence makes others feel relaxed and open. I was a bartender for a long time, and I would always have people like telling me, it's like the old, bartender as a therapist thing. I would definitely have people spill in their deep, dark secrets to me, and I don't think I did anything different. I was just having a conversation with them.
Save the alcohol.
Yeah, right?
To loosen them up.
Yeah. Let's see. Relational glue creates closeness quickly and naturally. I do get along with pretty much everybody. Like there's not very often a situation where I don't get along with someone. Yeah. Okay.
Hmm.
I'm sold. I'll take it. Okay. Well, any other thoughts or feelings on these personality traits? I feel like this one did a pretty good job, even though it wasn't like the traditional family roles. Again, I'll drop that link in the show notes if anybody else wants to take it. But.
Yeah, I think that what the interesting difference for me was that I feel like largely like the description, the deep dive you went through and the base description was generally accurate, even if it wasn't necessarily accurate to a T for my role within the family. It just like generally described me well and how I interact.
Yeah, that's true.
So that was an interesting difference. But one thing you said stood out to me as well about like emoting on your face and that being like more obvious than you think. I think maybe we've talked about this before. Sometimes what I run into is I like need processing time and I'm like looking up and left and probably squinting, and oftentimes people feel automatically like associate that with like rejection or like, well,
or like you're not paying attention.
No,
yeah.
No, just like as if I'm immediately like not into it and like skeptical, which I may be more skeptical if I'm processing it, but I'm really trying to give it a fair shot. I'm just like really trying to chew on it in my brain, not trying to be like, that's wrong. So anyway, that kind of reminded me of that. Danielle, I assume similarly, did you feel like you're serve face?
Yeah. Yes, I definitely, well, for the most part. Like if I'm not thinking about it, I feel like I can hide it if I'm like trying really hard to. But yes, I would say you can probably feel or tell what I'm feeling if I'm reacting in the moment.
Yeah. I mean, in some ways that's got to be healthy, right? Like you want to be able to let your emotions
I mean,
out.
you're feeling your feelings.
Yeah. So, and then you put them in the file, and then you like label them.
Yeah, so we felt them. We know what they are. They're there to get later.
Just pull them off the shelf for later. I would say that the only feeling that I am unwilling to readily feel is sadness. Like I don't watch sad movies. If I know it's going to be sad, I'm not going to watch it. Obviously this past weekend was extremely difficult. There are just certain situations I will avoid at all costs to avoid feeling sad. Austin, you said that as the rock in your family, like you don't know that that's necessarily the dynamic. Is there somebody else that you think is like would more take on that chaos container in your family? Because I feel like, I mean, you have composure, I would assume, in a crisis. So like you're keeping, like you're not adding to a crisis, you're keeping things steady, I would imagine. Knock on, we've never been in a crisis together, but just knowing your personality, like again, like some of the strengths are like low reactivity, so you're not adding to the crisis.
That's true. I guess maybe what I was thinking of, for example, is that my sister, my initial reaction was that in my head, my sister is more prone to immediate action than I am. We're both good in a crunch. But because she might be more prone to immediate action and I'm more prone to like, I guess maybe be a rock and be like, well, let's just like
practicing the pause.
Yeah, practicing the pause, that in some ways like jumping in felt like more related to the like taking charge in a crisis, but there's different types of leadership mayhaps.
Yeah, definitely.
So but it does remind me that I used to work with, as you may recall, with my sister at the PlayStation, where we were both in leadership positions, and we kind of like tagged teamed essentially, where our like style of, I guess I would say, emotion, like leadership and or ability to connect with people served us most. So if like there was an employee crying, sending in Rachel.
That feels right,
Send
yeah.
it in Rachel to
She's an
Jonathan.
emoter.
Yep.
She shares her feelings.
Yep. Whereas if there's like a very upset customer, both of us could handle it, but I'm like, I'll go deal with it. I'm a naturally a de-escalator to your point, Haley, actually,
Yeah.
in most
And
areas
I
of
feel
my
like
life.
Rachel would be good at de-escalating, but I feel like if someone was especially angry, it might affect her more,
Yeah.
like on the emotional side.
Yep.
Like it might hit her a little bit harder if somebody was angry. I mean, I could be wrong, but I could see that because she is an emoter. She has a lot of emotions.
Yeah, it's interesting how that shows up. But yeah. Anyone else have any emotions they want to express about these categories?
No.
Perfect. Well, again, I will drop the link in the show notes if anybody else wants to take the quiz and see what other family roles are out there. There were quite a few other ones like the achiever and the model child that apparently none of us are. So we didn't get to go over that.
Wait, there was a model child category? No one
Yeah,
told
here,
me
let me go back to it.
All right, it's fine. We can move on.
Well, you didn't get it, so it's obviously not your personality.
I'm not competitive. Anywho.
We've talked about this before.
Yep.
You're not competitive with other people. You're competitive with yourself.
That's
So I
so
feel
true.
like you should be so mad.
All right, fine. Yeah, that's interesting. Some of the questions actually are coming back to me now that felt relevant to that. I feel like I chose some of those that were like specifically for that, but
which could have, that's how maybe it married with something else and got you to the rock.
I just think of the wrestler every time we say it.
I keep
And every
thinking
time
of
we say
Simon
the
and
rock, I'm
Garfunkel
just gonna
song.
say, oh. Anywho.
Okay, so we're gonna move into the out-of-pocket question, a segment of our day where one of us asks the group a super random question that we have to answer. So the question that I have today is, if your personality had a signature scent like a candle, what would it be called, and what 3 weird ingredients would be in it? The example that ChatGPT gave, so that y'all can think about it, is emotional support chaos, notes of iced coffee, rain, and a hint of bad decisions.
I feel like I need to
Do you
start with
have
the 3
one, Haley?
ingredients.
I don't. I did not prepare for this.
And the 3 elements. Ooh, this is tough. Go ahead.
Mine told me it should be called Quiet Fire. And it said that my I guess key elements would be confident, warm, and a little unexpected, with top notes of peony, sandalwood, and leather. That feels chaotic.
Yeah, peony and sandalwood, I don't imagine going well together.
No.
Sandalwood and leather, I see going well
Right.
together.
It does also have black tea in here, which I do have like a black tea candle, so we're gonna swap out peony for black tea.
Black tea sounds like a better. Okay.
Do we agree with that?
Oh, I agree with yours, Danielle. Other than the peony, I think when you toss that out, it makes better sense. What did you say the name of it was?
Quiet Fire.
I feel like I'm having trouble with the ingredients. I have zeroed in on something for the theme of the candle itself, but what ingredients would go in this thing? So some of the things that initially came to mind were like whimsy, dragon fruit, vanilla. So those are things I was thinking about. And so the top 2 combos, you should tell me what you think is better for me. Option 1, Nocturne Bloom, which has notes of dragon fruit, night blooming jasmine, Madagascar vanilla, and tonka bean. Leans floral and evening ready. Feels like an original scent dressed up for the night. That's Nocturne Bloom. Or Gilded Tropic, which is dragon fruit, caramelized vanilla, coconut cream, smoked sugar. So more indulgent and luxurious, kind of desserty, but smoked keeps it from being a basic bee. So What do we think? Either
Ooh,
of those?
that's a great question. I think that they both apply to you. Personally, I like the idea of the second one more than the first. I do feel like anytime, well, like you love a good tiki bar, like you
That's
like
so
the
true.
drinks that like are, I would associate with that kind of like vibe. I like the smoky element to it, though I'm not 100% sure how that might actually play out in your real life, but I like the idea of it.
I can be a little smoky. I don't know.
Like, I'm not sure where you're going with that, but
all right, got it. So Gilded Tropic.
yeah, I like that one.
All across the board, the second one's better.
So the candle that they have for me is unhinged optimism, playful chaos with wanderlust and zero regrets. Top notes would be blood orange, pink pepper, fizzy champagne, bright, impulsive, a little reckless in a fun way. That
sounds great.
Base notes, the part that people don't expect: smoked vanilla, driftwood, a soft amber glow. Do love me some amber. Tagline: smells like a great idea at the time.
Yep. Agreed.
Perfect.
If we ever start a
Wonderful.
merchandise line, we'll know where we're starting with candles.
Exactly. All right. Well, any more thoughts on our out-of-pocket question today about your signature candle?
Good.
Perfect. Well, if anyone's listening and knows how to create those candles for us, give a girl a holler, because I think that would be fun. So we're going to move into our hot take spiral of the day. This week, we are going to talk about Coachella. All of the things that we have learned from social media as people that have actually never been to Coachella. So does anyone have any initial opinions on the most recent iteration, the 2026 version of Coachella that they are just dying to share with us?
I just feel like it's glorified camping, and I hate camping a lot. And also, I like to be comfortable, and I really am appreciating the energy people are putting into their outfits. But like, you put me in a desert in a corset, and I have to sleep on the ground. There's very few artists that I care about enough to do that. I'll just watch them perform from a better view.
Yeah, I feel like
on social media.
that's my impression as well, Danielle, as someone who's not been to it and isn't always in love with camping. Maybe we'll do glamping. Is that it just seems like it's an uncomfortable experience.
Yes.
And tie into that I'm not usually someone who's going to go to a band. Like I've only seen maybe 2 artists in concert randomly. Kelly Clarkson, Taylor Swift in my life, and no others. So as someone who's not usually prone to going to concerts, it just seems exhausting.
Can we
as a
just
concept.
twerk it on back to you've only been to 2 concerts, which is wild, and they are Kelly Clarkson and Taylor
Ever in your
Swift.
life?
That's fantastic. Those are good ones to have been to.
Yeah. Although I suppose if your bar is set at Kelly Clarkson and Taylor Swift, it's probably hard to go to literally anything else.
Yeah, I feel like I struggle with the fact that if I'm going to go to live music, I want to be able to dance. I want to be in the style of dance that I want to be dancing in. And if not, if I can't dance, then I really would prefer it to be like an actual show. So like I would consider going to like someone who's pretty like theatrical, or like a showstopper like Lady Gaga, or you know what I mean, who's going to pull out all the stops for the visual component of it.
Sabrina Carpenter, aka like one of the headliners. Yeah, Pink would be fantastic. I would love to see her.
Those all sound great, but I don't know about this Coachella thing. But
yeah. So to talk about concerts, I think that I took your sister to the first concert she'd ever been to, which was Garth Brooks, which set in the bar really high. And then we went to another concert like a few months later, and she was just like, "Oh, this isn't the same." And I was like, "No, this was a good concert. Still worth like the dollars that we pay, but like if you're comparing every concert to Garth Brooks, like girl, ain't gonna happen." Like, so sorry to have ruined that for you. From a camping standpoint, I love watching the TikTok videos of people's campsites because some of these campsites, like they get all together with their friends and like get all the like spots next to each other. And some of these like campsites they're creating are like bigger than my first apartment. So I love it in theory, but I'm like you guys, like I don't want to camp. So what happens when the sun comes up at 5 a.m. and I don't have blackout curtains, or it's 8,000 degrees out and I only have like a floor fan? Hopefully my generator doesn't die. So like I love it in theory. And group showering maybe when I was 20. I feel like if I knew Coachella was a thing when I was 19 or 20, I'd have totally been there. But now I'm just old and tired, and I caught a lot of it from my phone. So although Sabrina Carpenter's set I think was pretty phenomenal. She had like a bunch of like celebrity I can't think of the word right now. Celebrity like sightings.
Yeah, we know what you're saying.
Guest
I couldn't
stars,
even think of the word myself.
co-hosts, visitors.
Guesters, yeah.
Yeah.
Like Will Ferrell went out. Susan Sarandon played an older version of her. Like there was just a lot going on in her set, which good for you, girl.
What did you guys think of how Justin Bieber approached his
His set?
Yeah.
So I didn't see it. So all of the information I have on his set is from what I heard from social media. And I think he came out in his underwear and was like YouTubing live, like asking people what song to play next. Like he didn't have a set list. Which I guess if that's how you want to live your life, it's just maybe not what I would have been expecting as a paying patron. And also, I think if I understand Coachella correctly, there's like multiple stages. So
It's
if
a
you're
festival.
potentially competing with like Sabrina Carpenter, if you're playing at the same time, like you might want to think about bringing it, like, because if you're not doing great, they're going to go over to where like they're hearing phenomenal stuff, unless they just are really a huge fan of your music. But
I don't know what you know about Believers. But I think he could do
my friend
whatever he
Amy is a
wanted.
big believer, but that's about it.
Yeah, I was like, it's like intense. So I feel like he could
Yeah,
do whatever.
a
He
big
did
fan
have
base.
Billie
Yeah.
Eilish, which was really cool, but she's also a
Ooh,
huge
that's cool.
she's also a huge believer. Like she's been obsessed with him since she was young.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was interesting, which is
I just
kind
don't
of
know
what
enough about him.
Coachella is, right? Like it's supposed to be edgy.
Yes.
So I see that, but I do think like going back to Serena, like she's a showgirl, right? Like I think she is
Yeah.
like the epitome of a pop star. So I think she probably like changed history for Coachella, in my opinion. Like I truly think she brought everything she had. I think he did a good job, like, but I also am not a huge Justin Bieber fan, like, so I'm very much biased towards Sabrina Carpenter anyway.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is interesting. For Justin Bieber in particular, I was a little conflicted, depending on what perspective I feel like I was holding. If I'm him, like I was reading that, he had already sold his catalog, so like doing it on YouTube was like a gotcha to the man, like a loophole to like how he could like play his music. And certainly like as him who's like getting paid like I don't know $10 million to do a set on YouTube, like again like big money industry, he's like getting a lot for, I don't know, he might put a lot of effort into that set, or like, well, and I feel like there was other like comments out there about like how it's kind of like full circle for him to like go back through like the visual experience of him as an artist. So like I feel like if I'm in like his mindset, I can like understand, but if I'm like you guys were saying earlier, if I'm like in that crowd, I'm like going to where the flashiest performance is happening at that time.
Yeah.
So
I mean, so that's the thing too, is like he got paid $10 million to be there, and then to be like playing a set list from people calling him out on YouTube, which also, if I guess I know you can get paid as like an influencer on YouTube. I don't 100% know how that works. Like I don't know if he's potentially also getting paid by YouTube, like the platform? Is there like a conflict of interest there? Like I would feel like if you're supposed to be doing Coachella, you're supposed to be doing Coachella. Like again, I don't
But also, it's
know all
publicity
of the
for
rules
Coachella,
behind
and
it,
I'm
but
sure Justin Bieber has good enough
that's
lawyers that he
true.
would have
Yeah.
vetted that. Also,
And
think about
obviously,
it
yeah.
this way, like
Obviously
set
there's
lists.
people watching it on social media, so
Yeah, think about it this way though. There's like set lists, and that takes a lot of rehearsing. Like it is not that I'm a believer at any, like he's not my favorite, but like it takes a certain level of talent to be able to just off the cuff take requests and perform on a stage that side to that size in like a good way to that kind of an audience. Like I think that like yes, he would have probably rehearsed a little bit, but if he's like, "Hey, play baby," and wasn't how they were expecting and they can
Mhm.
get that to go without a hitch, that's honestly very impressive. Unless they're
Yeah,
like
that's
fudging
talent to
what's
just
on
be able to
YouTube.
pick any song.
Right.
Yeah, to pick any song out of your set list or your repertoire and like, hey, band, now we're playing this. Like that's a team that knows what they're doing to be able to rely on them like that.
I looked
The
up
only other
like
thing
all
that
the
comes to
app.
mind for this, mhm,
Go ahead.
I'm so ready. All I was gonna say is the only thing that comes to mind when I'm thinking about Justin Bieber's performance versus someone like Sabrina Carpenter is I do kind of wish I had a better sense of the like quality of all the acts, or quality maybe is not the right word, but like if you compared all the acts, their largesse, and then also how much were they paid for that, like
Mhm.
Sabrina pulled out all the stops. Did she get paid as much as Justin Bieber?
Probably not. But also
He has
Justin
a longer
Bieber
career.
arguably has yeah, he's been around a lot longer. And again, arguably, like yes, she's hot right now, but he's been hot for a long time. So like um in that regard, I think that he has more negotiating power
Sure.
um to be able to say like if you want me here, this is my bottom dollar kind of thing, whereas she's only been as big as she is within the last few years. So arguably wouldn't have that negotiating power.
That's probably true. Danielle, you were saying you pulled up all the sets?
I pulled up all the acts, and I feel old because I probably
Mm.
know about like 5 of them. But I was like, the Strokes were there, which is cool. Young Thug, Iggy Pop, Addison Rae. I've heard of Cat's Eye. I don't really know the music. And
Cat's
then
Eye?
Teddy
Is that K-pop?
Swims.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably why
I
I've heard
love
of
Teddy
them because my
Swims.
friends are obsessed with K-pop, and no shade. It's not my thing. So
Rude.
yes. I have nothing against it. Like I've watched K-pop Demon Hunters several times.
Yeah.
And I also, God, what is the name of the band that they're like deeply obsessed with? Devin's gonna get so mad at me because she literally sent it to me yesterday and said she was like obsessing over something that they came out with. I want to say it starts with an S. Austin, does that help you?
Nope.
No,
A
okay,
band
cool.
that starts with an S.
But it's a
Not the
K-pop band.
Strokes.
It's a K-pop band.
Oh,
BTS?
But
that's not an
no, I
S.
have heard of them.
It's a B.
Not helpful. Anyway, no, have you heard of the XX? I think I've heard of them. The Strokes, Young Thug, Big Bang, David Bryan, Iggy Pop, I can't even talk. I don't even know if I'm going to say this right. Twigs. I know Addison Rae, Clips, Wet Leg, Interpol. I know Disclosure, Turnstile, Pink Panthers, Lufe. I don't even know if that's right. Cat's Eye, Teddy Swims,
Oh.
Central C, and Sway Lee. And I can tell you the guest stars
Some
too
of those
if
did
you
sound
want.
familiar. Hold on.
Yeah. There were a lot of guest stars, I feel like. That
Yeah.
at least more than I remember from last year.
Well, Living on a Prayer has been in my head nonstop because Madonna and Sabrina Carpenter. Camila Cabello was with Young Thug. And then you had said Susan Sarandon, Gina Davis, Samuel L. Jackson, which I forgot that he did like that voiceover for Sabrina Carpenter, which was funny. And then Will Ferrell. And then
Who is Gina Davis?
Sabrina. I don't think I saw that one,
She
but
was
she
with
was.
Sabrina. Damn, girl.
And then Joe
Yeah, I
Jonas
don't
and
remember
Vanessa
hearing that.
Carlton were with Teddy Swims, and then
Love Teddy Swims.
people I don't know. Yes, so I mean, again, cool, love it, love
That's a lot of
watching it,
people.
love seeing the music, like the culture of it, and like I was watching a girl make a dress out of jewelry for weeks and was like, couldn't be me. That would hurt, that'd be heavy. Love this for
Mm-hmm.
you, love this for
Mm-hmm.
fashion. For unfortunately, I'm going to a festival this summer and I'm like jean shorts and a vest because
Hmm.
that's the
Yeah.
fashion slash comfort I'm willing to put up with.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same.
Again, I think that like Coachella is like a young man's game, right? Like all the people that are
And
young
none
and
of us are.
excited still about the world, they're not tired yet. Yeah.
It's a mindset.
Yeah. We're excited about some things, and that includes a comfortable place to sit.
So true.
Can confirm. Austin's trying to remove himself from this conversation. He's like, speak for yourself.
Like not all the time, but for like a long weekend, at some point I'm gonna need a chair, all right? It's just the way it is, you know?
I'm elderly. All right. Anything else? Any other hot takes?
Yeah. Any other thoughts on Coachella? I agree. I do love the outfits. I love watching the people on social media, like taking all this time to create their outfit, but it couldn't be me. I don't know how to sew. I'd have to like dig down deep to like a middle school home ec class where we had to like learn how to sew on a button. Really pull that out of the archives.
See, it's on my list to learn how to sew better, but like it would be to be like, I'm going to thrift this tablecloth and make it into a dress, not like get ready for Coachella and be pulling out my inner 85-year-old.
Yeah. Yes. All right. Well, any other thoughts, feelings, concerns, or anything else about Coachella before we move into the final segment of our day?
No, I'm ready for Taylor. Let's do it.
Wonderful. All right. We are moving into the last segment of our day, which is Are We Ready for Taylor? Where we take a Taylor Swift song and dissect it by the lyrics. The song that we are talking about today is Tolerate It from, why am I blanking on this? Evermore. Couldn't think of that word, so that's fun. Another album that released long month. Another album that was released as a surprise drop during COVID that Austin and Danielle and I listened to together for hours, dissecting at the time the lyrics, which crazy enough was 5 years ago when this dropped.
6.
Doesn't seem possible, but it came out in 2020 or 2021.
I think it came out in 2020. Let me double check.
Well, didn't Folklore come out in 2020 and this came out in 2021?
Came out
They were
December
like months
10th,
apart.
2020 is when.
Oh, happy birthday to me. I got a new Taylor Swift album.
Let's see.
Sweet. All right. Well, does anyone have any initial reactions that they want to share with us or thoughts, feelings? Austin, I know we talked about it a little bit in the beginning that this happened to hit at a moment for you. You want to dive into that a little bit?
Let me just pull out my box. No. No, I think I don't think the content necessarily is like relevant to the relationship that I was like seeing about building recently that kind of came to a close, but the like sad song choice
Mm-hmm.
pertinent. I don't usually so I think when I like re-listened to this, I was reminded, that I don't usually opt into sad songs unless I'm opting into a sad feeling, which I will do, but it's less often than me opting into other moods. So so that was the first thing that I took note of. The other thing that it reminded me of, I feel like based on like the lyrics, it's kind of talking maybe about an age gap and maybe some of the impacts of that or in their particular dynamic. But what it reminded me of is like when you're in a relationship with someone or pursuing someone where maybe one or both of you like the idea of each other more than the realities of actually being with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the ramifications of that on like how you interact with each other, how you see each other, whether you feel appreciated, etc. So that's kind of
Mm-hmm.
like what it made me think of. But the lyrics, I was looking through the lyrics and nothing in particular was like jumped at me the first time. So I feel like
Mm-hmm.
when I like read through it a third time, I feel like the I made you my temple, my mural, my sky. Now I am begging for footnotes in the story of your life was kind of
Love
like a
that.
good representation of that kind of like imbalance that can happen in really any relationship where maybe someone's more invested in the other. That's like I feel like pretty universal. So that's why I
Mm-hmm.
picked that one. I like the imagery.
Great. Great bridge. Love that.
Hmm.
Danielle, do you want to go next or do you want me to go next?
I can go next. So correct me if I'm wrong, Haley, but
Wonderful.
I think this song was inspired by the book Rebecca, wasn't it? Because I was like,
Yes, that's correct.
I just rewatched that movie. I haven't actually read the book. It's been on my library hold list for a minute. Um,
Mm.
but I just
I read it a
rewatched.
really long time ago.
I was like, I just rewatched the movie. And I was like, yeah, no, that makes sense. Like, I wouldn't have thought of it when I heard the song for the first time, but like, absolutely. And I mean, that's such an interesting book and a strange relationship that's kind of toxic in general.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so true because she's like you said, a
Mm-hmm.
innocent young girl. He's wealthy. He had been married before. That was a super effed up relationship in a lot of ways. And then she was like, "Oh, here's this new chapter," and he just isn't like, yeah, holding the space for her or doing what she needs to do. And she's trying to do everything, and everyone in that house is like making her feel terrible. I was like, my favorite lyrics are gain the weight of you, then lose it. Believe me, I could do it. Because I feel like
Mm.
at the beginning, right? It's like, hey, I'm trying so hard. And to me, that's just like her voice of independence, where she's just like, I can move on. I can do it. I can be myself. Like, if I'm going to put this effort in and you're not going to appreciate it, I'll pull myself from the ashes and move on. So I like that. Like, because
Mm-hmm.
it's sad, but it's also like empowering in a weird way. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So famously, the song is based off of the book Rebecca, like you said, which I read that book a really long time ago. I had this goal, I was going to read like all of the classics. Thank you, Gilmore Girls. Rory really drilled that into me. What I love about this song is like the ebb and flow of like the verses. So like the first verse where it's like very monotone and like it's his perspective or like her like watching what he's doing, which is basically ignoring her. And then she's like it moves into where she's talking about herself, like I wait by the door like it just like I'm just a kid, and it's very like hopeful and like exciting. And then of course the bridge, while you were out building other worlds, where was I? Where's that man who'd throw blankets over my barbed wire? And I think like that's just how many relationships start out where like everybody's so excited, like Austin, like you said, everybody's so excited to be there, and then the actual reality of being in this relationship is that the one person's not trying anymore, like they've won you or whatever that looks like, and they're like, meh, I don't have to work at this relationship
Hmm.
anymore, and I'm just gonna live my life, and whatever they do is what they do. Danielle, my favorite lyrics kind of echo yours, and I think it's just partly because of the content, but a lot of like how she sings it is like, what would you do if I break free and leave us in ruins, took this dagger in me and removed it, gain the weight of you and then lose it? Believe me, I could do it. Like, again, to your point, I guess one perspective of this is like, um, I did put all this time and effort into this relationship and all these things that I did for you, and you're kind of ignoring me. I'm willing to leave. But then I saw this other perspective on TikTok, and I was like, oh, maybe this is like, I could see it going both ways, is like where she's trying to convince herself, like, I could do it. Like, I really could.
that's fair.
Like, maybe she's not there yet of, um, like she's still kind of excited to be in this relationship. You can kind of hear it in the tone of the lyrics that are intended to be about her, of that, like maybe she's not there, like she's trying to convince herself maybe a little bit of I could do this, like I don't have to be in this relationship anymore. And I guess if you bring it back to like that Rebecca connection, like she was young, and back then you couldn't just leave your husband anytime you wanted to. So it's like maybe a little push to him of like, pay attention to me, otherwise like I'm gonna try this thing. So I love this song. I have vivid memories of listening to this song for the first time during
Mm-hmm.
Come. So yeah, love this song. And the album in general is just a really good album. So
Agreed.
Can I
Yeah,
jump
I
back
feel
in
like
with something?
yeah. Even though yes, do
yeah,
it.
Sorry, Austin. I think there's a delay. I was
I
just
think there's
gonna.
a delay on your end.
That's fair. I was like, because I keep talking over you, and I'm not meaning to. But I was gonna say, so after talking about our personalities, like for entertainer, where like one of the things was like, oh, you think you're too much, like reading through these lyrics again, saying always taking up too much space or time. You assume I'm fine, but what would you do? Like kind of echoing the like, will isolate yourself because you don't want to be seen as not entertaining, or you're always afraid you're too much kind of a thing. I was like, oh, I've never really thought about this song in that way before, but I feel like that does reflect on that conversation. So now I'm gonna have to re-listen to it again and put that perspective on it. Love Taylor. She's always applying to different ways, but I cut you off. What did you say?
Danielle, I'm not gonna lie, I only caught like every other word of that, but when I rewatch it and get what you were actually saying, I know I'm gonna love it, because you ended
Mine's gonna
with
be
love
blown.
Taylor. Yeah, yeah,
You don't even know.
yeah. Perfect. Well, I can't wait to hear what Danielle actually just said. Okay. Any other thoughts, feelings, or emotional moments in regard to this particular Taylor Swift song before I close us out for the day?
Nope, I haven't filed my emotions away. Close this out, Haley.
Wonderful. All right. So next week we are going to dive into the personality trait My Primals. This is one Austin found, so I'm assuming that he vetted it much better than I usually do. Oh, and Danielle's gone. She's gonna be so surprised, and we're all gonna be surprised when this episode comes out and we figure out what the heck she said. And then the Taylor Swift song that we're going over next week is Speak Now from Speak Now. One thing I wanted to do before we like finally completely wrap this up. So, as we mentioned at the beginning, we lost our cousin Jason. He passed away unexpectedly. And one thing that he loved was a good joke. So I wanted to end on a good joke for Jason, since we won't be getting any more of his jokes at family things. So, Austin,
I'm ready.
why did the math book look so sad?
Oh, I don't know. Why did it look so sad?
It had too many problems.
Girl, same.
Right? Awesome. Well, thanks for everybody for joining us on this journey. We will figure out at some point what Danielle said today, and we will see you next week for episode 10, which seems crazy, but super excited to dive into My Promos and Speak Now. So we'll see you all later.
See ya.